Greetings, mortals. I am Natas, one of the rulers of the underworld, or specifically the ruler of manga hell. And today we will be reacting to the newest chapter of the Four Nights of the Apocalypse series. Chapter 73, titled The Demon Melagaland. Out of curiosity, how do you exactly know when a manga hates a character they created? Like, is it he doesn't use that character, or is it how he has that character be used in the story? Like Bambietta, the the Kubo stated that he wanted a character named with a thing. If I remember correctly, it was like a character whose nickname could be Bambiti or something like that. Another way to say, another nickname. So that's why he named her Bambietta Bastabine. And yet well, I'm assuming everyone who read Bleach knows what happened to Bambietta. Duh. So I am curious if that's the kind of thing that's happening here with Melascula, because my god, does she just get shit after shit here? But regardless, with that, let's actually go into this chapter, because, my god, even for a chapter that's supposed to be like, you'd think showing off this demon, this fusion, it really isn't that much of that. But yeah, anyways, let's get into it here. So let's start with narrations. We have Chaos Galan and Chaos Melasco have combined outside their own castle. A fight between Magalan breaks out. And then we also get the desperate tale to all-out battle begins. The Four Knights of the Apocalypse versus Melagaland. Oh my god, that's such a lazy name. As then we start the first page off with the weird fusion with Melagaland looking down at everyone with a gallant torso smirking thing as he's readying it is readying the weapon, as the one other hand that's supposed to, I guess, be Molasculus human hands is holding Gawain's blade, as all of them are looking at that creature. As we see the knights also in the back. As there we see a slice at Percival's blade as Percival like yips and gets blown away. As then we see, actually I think it's just supposed to be the weapon, the scythe or whatever it is. As then we see Gawain just using her legs to block the pierce and use the other leg to get a hold of the area so it doesn't send Percival too far back. And him or her. As there we get to Malaska's face that was previously having her eyes closed, opening up to question what blocked it. No, actually, I think it's just reacting to a twinkling in the sky as Gawain grabs Percival as she screams, "Do it!" As there we have Tristan in the air, making a bunch of like stars around him, and he's like, "Ha ha, falling stars!" As he sends a bunch of those stars down on Melagaland, as Melagaland's snake head looks up, and then we see like a bunch of those falling stars hit the ground, everyone, and then that sends a few of the Holy Knights and Percival's group a bit back, like, "Whoa!" As then we see his magic is incredible. Hold on. He is he trying to take us with them? I mean that's supposed to be and talking. Then we see Don just be like behind now, just like, "Eek, scary," which is funny since I'm pretty sure Donnie amongst these three is probably the strongest out of them. As then we see Tristan floating in the air. As then we have Percival be like, "There's no way anyone can stand taking an attack like that head on." I think it was like, they did take it head on, right? And she's trying she's not as accompanying. Also, Percival is holding on to Gawain's hand like a baby. And that's just funny. As though if Trish should be like, "It can't be! They avoided every shot!" As then we see a bunch of like holes of the from those falling stars. Then we see just in the middle of those holes, Melagalant standing there looking up like, "Yeah, that didn't do any jack shit to us." As then we have Galan's torso and Melascula's head below the torso starting to speak, as Galan's hands like, We are Melagaland. Hadn't started speaking. The bring of destruction to all who oppose King Arthur. As then we have Percival's moment. There's no way ever gonna let that happen. As then we have Percival running towards them as he makes quotes his sword with those chibi forms. It's yeah funny because he was actually holding on to Gwen a bit before. As then we have Percival's group be like Percival. Is there Percival's jumping in there like I can't afford to lose to a minion of King of Arthur. Tua! And then he takes a swing at he does a bunch of swings, but none of them hit. Like it's literally the way it looks like it's like he's in the air, but all of those swings are like just far enough away, so it doesn't really hit anything. And I think the snake hand might be encountering some kind of spell. As then we have Tristan in the air be like, that is strange. All of our attacks haven't been connecting recently, and we've been doing all we can to strike them. What kind of technique are they using? Is that more kind of spell? Well, whatever. But let's like focus on those details. So yeah, basically they can't get a good enough shot of them. As they have like, what are you on about? Just aim properly. It was just kind of fire out this. To be fair, that is kind of how it looks like. Because the thing is, none of those attacks that we've seen so far really look like, they were directly sent at them. I'm guessing some kind of like a blocking thing, like you go for the hit, but in reality it's like blocked or the attacks are being redirected. But it's kind of funny because the way Percival looks here, it does look like he's just too far away from it to actually hit it. As they're not screaming like, Donnie, do you realize how powerful the enemy Percival and the rest are facing off? As they have Donnie be like a bit like scared, like, I do, but I mean again, it does look like that. As they have both of them getting like a bit wild about realizing that that's happened, like, oh shit. As they have Percival's hand getting grabbed as well as his leg. As then we have the Percival's group screaming, Percival got caught! As Melagaland is holding him. As then we have Percival like, let go! Let me go! As then we see two of the hands grabbing that blade that Gawain sent at Melagaland as they are getting ready to like strike him down. As then we have one of the holy knights. I think we got the guy who has like a very funny face. Be like, "This is bad. We must help him." As then we have Pelios scream, "Let's go!" As then we have Gawain putting some kind of doing some kind of magical form. As Gawain, as we have Gawain saying, "Everyone, step back at least 100 feet behind me." Oh, an era effect spell. As then we see all of the knights, or at least a good chunk of the knights, be like, right! As they're like, oh shit, we have the wrong way. It's kind of funny. As then we have, also we get actual number, and it's approximately 30 feet meters away. So yeah, regardless. So then they're all like, oh shit, oh, there's gonna be an effect. Kind of funny how they're already aware what this goings up trying to do. They don't even question it. And then we see below go Melagaland's feet, like starting to be some smoke and fire coming from it. Instead of going saying, the reason is a mystery, but if there's no single point on where we can aim, then I'll just aim for everywhere around you. As then we see a battle shot of the full view of Melagaland, as we see like Gawain using her magic, as then we see like a bunch of boiling water. As then, again, it seems like Malaska is actually suffering right now because her face that's on her side is like, I'm burning! Like, that's the face, while Galan's just like, oh, this is uncomfortable. So yeah, it's again like suffering more. And then we see heavy attack. Then we have Gawain using sunshine burst, and then we get like this giant explosion to just like get sand all on top of Melagaland. But in terms of size, it actually looks like it like engulfs everything below the Melagaland. So pretty much entirely consumes. I think just Melagaland's hair is probably the only thing that isn't being consumed at this point. As we have Melagaland screaming in pain. Jesus Christ, talk about torture. So yeah, anyways, then we have another shot of Melagaland to a snake was the snake part that's on top of Alaska screaming like yeah. And then have Percival be like ah! As he also gets being hit by it because he's doing an effect spell, which actually does free Percival up in actually she's I guess throws Percival up in the air as then Tristan goes to grab Percival, which is kind of funny how Tristan basically has to protect Percival like a child. Like, I mean, that is kind of what Percival is. But just funny to think that for this entire arc, where this is called, pretty much Percival has to be like, oh man, we have to protect the Full Night of the Apocalypse because he's a child. I mean, Percival isn't even a fucking child, he just looks like, I mean, even in terms of age, he doesn't look that young. But here he's like a toddler, essentially. Actually. But yeah. Anyways, we have actually I feel it dropped. Then we get a shot where I think Malagalan. No, actually, yeah, I feel like Malaska's half is the only thing that actually gets burned and damaged there. And then we also have Gawain's sword falling down. And then we have Trisha screaming, "Percival, grab my hand!" And then we see Galan's metallic arm from Galan reaching up to grab Percival. We see a crunch, but we don't see the top half. Then we see Percival closing his eyes. And then he opens his eyes to see that he's actually managed to be grabbed by Tristan, or maybe not that. And then we have Tristan, Percival shocked, as they see Nazi's also shocked, as then we see Melagaland in the air, midriff, being questioned, what? As they have someone screaming, Melagaland lost their balance. They're floating in midair. And they're like, "Mrr." It's like questioning what the hell's going on. I guess magic around the field does have a certain effect on it. And then we have Percival looking at me, ah! And then Gwen looking to her side, as she noticing that, and she sees that Don is actually near her in that fire, as he's using his telekinesis ability to, I guess, I'm not sure if he helped to give Percival a bit of a push to be grabbed as well, or if he just helped when it comes to giving Morgan off balance. But needless to say, he's over there pushing her up. And then we have Darby like, ugh! And then I have Gawain screaming, "Do you wish to die, you fool?" I. I and then we have Gawain be like, "I should have ordered you to step back." I feel this might be a translation thing because Gawain did say to step back, or because I feel like there should be something like, "Didn't I order you to order you to step back or something?" I don't really know. And then we have Darby like, "I'm fine with being a fool if that's what it takes to protect my friends." The French speech basically. As then we have Donny like putting his arms up and throwing him. As then we see Malagalan being thrown on the floor, and actually uh, as he uses telekinesis for that. And then it looks like Malaska's face is like being thrown, swing to side, and in the half side, so I got even more pain. As then we get as the final page, we get like Donnie falling by like and Donnie's like Donnie, because he was supposed to step back and everyone else step back, but he didn't, so he was in a good amount of damage. As then we have Gawain be like, "I warned you." As then Gawain also like succumbs to her damage, or not really damage, as she falls down to the ground, and there's a bit of a gap in size, but it actually makes it look like Gawain's a giant in the next hour where she falls down because her legs seems to be like bigger than what and then almost as big as Donnie's full size, and going down full be like, "No, I've gone and done it. I used too much magic today. Gongs." So yeah, now we have Gawain falling asleep and she's just laying there. Hopefully someone put a cloak or something on her, because right now she isn't very much of a cloth and her outfit is already ruined. But regardless, now we get the end of chapter narrations. We have the crisis is over, but with Gawain out of the fight and Donnie wounded, there's no telling what will happen. What crisis is over? Is there? Wait, what? Wait, what? This crisis supposed to be over? I mean, there's no crisis over. Like all that Donnie did, as insulting as it is, did just kind of like move her away. I guess because Percival is no longer being grabbed, so he's no longer gonna die. But still, there's not like crisis not over at all. All you did was like, oh, it's just the crisis increased if anything else. So yeah. Anyways, then we also get the preview name for the name for the next chapters. We get to begin in June, chapter 74, titled Desperate Resistance. So yeah, I guess now it's gonna be pretty much against Tristan and Percival to go up against Melagaland. Maybe Lancelot's gonna join at the end of the next chapter or something, or maybe Donnie and or Anna and Lancelot are gonna help or something. But yeah, actually they're probably gonna have to drag the two out because they're currently out. So yeah, things are not looking good, but I do question how much this is actually gonna be. Oh, to be fair, maybe that's what's gonna be actually useful to hype up Meliodas. Like maybe it's gonna be like a show where Meliodas gonna go for like a finishing blow, but then first Meliodas gonna show up and defeat them in a second or something. I could always see something like that happening. It would be a good power scaling feat and to feat to see and all that. And to be fair, I mean, there's no like real reason for Meliodas to still be there. All Lancer has to do is be like, yeah, sorry, Your Majesty, the assassin that was sent succeeded in killing their target, and they've also frozen the vice captain. But outside of that, no one's else here except the giant demon fusion outside. So yeah, I'm guessing the next chapter is probably gonna be mostly just the characters like Tristan and Percival trying to go up against Melagaland, with Meliodas at the end showing up, Lancer showing up to end Melagaland in the next in the chapter 75. Or the way that's how I'm raging at. Dude, I do kind of hope that's not the case, since I feel like again, I feel like we kind of waste to just have Velasco and Galan go out like this at this point and so early on, but I feel like that's gonna be the result. Question: why isn't Melagaland using any of Melaska's spells? I mean, it seems like the top half would be actually pretty capable of doing that, while the bottom half is fighting everyone. This seems kind of a weird little thing to happen. But yeah, anyways, I hope you like this chapter reaction. I hope you leave your thoughts on this chapter in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos in the future. And with that said, I cannot wait to see all of you mortals next time. Goodbye.